Hi class, this is course 2, lesson 40. Today we are talking about the sum of triangle angle measures and also angle pairs. Here's a fact that you should just memorize. In any triangle, the sum of the angle measures is 180 degrees. So when you add up the three angles, you will always get 180 degrees. Now, this triangle here is a right triangle, so we know that this angle measures 90 degrees. And this angle, if I tell you that this one is 60 degrees, then you know how to find this angle here, because the sum of those three angles must be 180 degrees. So 90 plus 60 plus the missing angle measure has to equal 180 degrees. So the two that we know are 150 degrees, and if I subtract to find this missing angle, I would subtract. So 180 minus 150 is 30 degrees. Okay, so you're going to use this fact a lot, that the sum of the angle measures in a triangle is 180 degrees. Okay, some vocabulary for you. Adjacent angles share a common side. Adjacent means next to. Okay, so angles that are adjacent to each other are, I drew two lines here, so if I put numbers in here, we'd have 1 and 2 are adjacent. Or, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So angles 1 and angle 2 are adjacent. Angle 2 and angle 3 are adjacent. They share a side. They are next to each other. Angle 3 and angle 4, right here. And angle 4 and angle 1. Okay, so they share sides. Now, supplementary angles are two angles whose sum is 180 degrees. Okay, so anytime you have two angles and you add them together and you get 180 degrees, they are supplements or supplementary. And one way that you can remember that is if you draw the number 180, you have to draw an S there. 180 degrees. Okay, so that's the S that goes with supplementary. Now, another thing that lines that are on, or angles that are on a line, like this, these two adjacent angles, A and B, form a linear pair. They form a line. They are a linear pair. A straight angle is a line. So when you add these two together, you will get 180 degrees. So angle A plus angle B equals 180 degrees. They are supplementary. They are a linear pair. Now, all supplementary angles are not a linear pair. They do not they are not adjacent, so they don't always form a line. Vertical angles are not adjacent. They are opposite or across from each other. They are formed by intersecting lines. Okay, so again, I have two lines here, and I'm going to label these 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the vertical angles here are angles 1 and angle 3. And then the other way we have angle 4 and angle 2. Okay, vertical angles, they share the vertex, but they are opposite or across from each other. They're where you form the V. Okay, do you see how where I go down to angle 1 to the vertex that looks like a V, and then this looks like a V. So it's like a mirror image, the two V's. Now here's why you need to know about vertical angles. Well, besides other reasons, but today what you need to know is that vertical angles are congruent, which means they have the same measure. Okay, so angle 2 and angle 4 are going to have the same measure. Angle 1 and 3 are going to measure the same amount. Okay, we talked about supplementary angles. They add to 180. Complementary angles are two angles whose sum is 90 degrees. Okay, so if I have one angle here and that angle is 52 degrees, then another angle would have to be 38 degrees, because 52 plus 38 equals 90 degrees. So these two angles are complementary. They do not have to be adjacent, they just have to add to 90 degrees. Now, when you write the number 90, we do this thing here, right? Did you see the C in the number 9? Okay, there's a C there, and that helps you remember that that's 90 degrees. Now, a diagonal is a segment through a polygon that connects two vertices. Okay? And in a parallelogram, a diagonal will divide into two congruent triangles. Okay, so let's see. My parallelogram is going to be sketchy here, but we're going to do the best we can. Okay, that's not so bad. Okay, now if I draw the diagonal connecting two vertices, okay, so I can connect this one to this one or this one to this one. So if I connect this way, I've now created two congruent triangles. This triangle is the same as this triangle. Okay, so this triangle and this triangle are the same. And we can use that to match up angles. So this angle is going to be the same as this angle. The triangles become flipped over and then spun. Okay, so they're not exactly where you would think that the angles are going to be. This angle here is the same as this one down here. See how they're opposite, kind of upside down from each other? And this angle here matches with this one here. So you have to flip it over and then flip it upside down. So if I tell you that the yellow angle here is 40 degrees, then you know that this one is also 40 degrees. Okay, and you'll have to figure that out in some problems today. That was a lot of information, but you just need to study this. You have to remember these words, the vocabulary, and what they mean. So we'll have practice problems in class, and you can ask questions then. I'll see you then.